in terms of a sustainable destination. So the first photo celebrating ourselves this morning as part of a destination that is looking into the future. We rely a lot on the environment, only of 8% of the country's land. So again, looking after a lot of our wildlife, fauna and flora. And now to our stellar performance, please give back to sample from Lamu to Kisite. Just today's celebration. We thank you. My apologies, we're not too late to join in. Please capture the representation of this PS. Isabella is representing the PS.
It is such a good milestone that Kenya welcomed 2.4 million international tourists in 2024, and this translates to a 14.6% increase from 2023 numbers. The 2024 inbound tourism earnings rose, like we have seen, to 452.2 billion Kenya shillings, a 19.79% growth compared to 2023, and this is an indicator that good things are happening. The United States remained the largest source market at 12.8% of total arrivals, followed by Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, at 9.2%, and Tanzania at 8.49%. The UK, India, Italy, Germany, and China reclaimed their space as leading source markets to our destination. The introduction of new experiences such as cultural tourism, sports tourism, and adventure tourism has continued to attract a wider range of travelers, resulting, thankfully, in stamping Kenya's reputation as a sustainable tourism destination. We have already embarked on improving visitor experience at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, which is a crucial gateway to Kenya and the larger Eastern Africa region. This matter is now a standing item at Cabinet, and I look forward to having all the issues that have been identified at the airport resolved expeditiously. This point of entry, that is JKIA, accounts, like we have seen, to almost 70% of all our arrivals. The government has taken deliberate measures to put in place an ever-improving visitor experience with regard to basic infrastructure and aesthetics. Forthwith, there will be additional immigration booths, an introduction of e-gates to enhance efficiency, as well as smoother customs clearance experience. We shall also have modernized covered walkways and baggage handling systems. And to improve security, only licensed facilitators will be allowed at the airport moving forward. My ministry, through the KTB, has also been tasked with improving the branding of JKIA to present the magical Kenya. I want to assure you of the government's commitment, of my ministry's commitment, and my personal commitment to walk the journey with you to maintain a robust relationship, receive your feedback and your suggestion so that we improve our numbers. And so, the combined visitor numbers for 2024 stands at 7.568 million. This includes 2.4 million international inbound tourists and 5.1 domestic tourists. I would like to state that this does not include the domestic tourists who put up in unregistered accommodation facilities. I am informed that could account for another 10%, that is Airbnbs and other homestays. The prevailing trajectory justifies our 5 million international inbound visitor target annually by the year 2027. I'm also very glad to note another number, that our bed nights have increased from about 8.5 million in 2023 to 9.99 something bed nights, easily said as 10 million bed nights. And therefore, I'm happy that we are having a positive report. I know together we shall reshape tourism horizon one day at a time and make ours the most coveted destination in the continent. And I know that together we shall not stop until we have the most thriving tourism sector that exists.
There is need for more marketing to be enhanced. We believe that there is room to grow, and the best way to achieve this is through collaboration and bringing down the cost of marketing, particularly for private sector. So we continue to open the doors for engagement on how best to make marketing affordable, suitable, and better for the country. What we are trying to work on is the negativity that we see more than the positivity about the country. But the collaboration is coming along very well. We shall enhance. You saw the numbers for cruise ship. It has significantly grown. This is because of the effort that both the government and private sector has put in place to market our port. We have a terminal that needs more marketing, more visibility, and we now have a cruise ship strategy that we will be embarking on popularizing it together with the industry.
The question that we should be asking ourselves here is, how do we turn those interactions into coexistence? And Waziri just launched the numbers. Those numbers of tourists that you've seen today, convert those numbers into livelihoods, into employment, into the monies that have come into the economy, and then we ask ourselves, how do we turn around where we are having these negative interactions into opportunities of coexistence? Waziri has seen that the government has put in quite a lot of money, which is going on into the assessment. We've had a backlog that we are clearing, but I want to look beyond that backlog and say, can we encourage communities to do enterprises so that they can start having what you're calling benefits from wildlife, so that when something negative happens, it is actually overridden or it is overcome by the positive things that we are seeing. We are working around with communities, and we want to bring everybody on board. In our slogan, which is Tunza Mali Yako, we are telling everybody this wildlife belongs to all of us as Kenyans. So whether the wildlife is causing conflict or not, it is our Mali. So let us collaborate as teams, and we remove the notion that it is government that is supposed to compensate. Government is you and me. If we can be able to streamline that process, provide the correct information on time, then it will be very good. And we are weeding out a lot of other things that we see in the process to make sure that it's only the genuine cases that are being compensated. So this is a process, it is not an end. And we're doing it at the pace of government, and we are happy with the phase that we are going on. And everybody who has been affected, government is 100%. As long as you are in our records and we have an elaborate database, we will definitely be able to compensate.
Let's look at how we fared as Africa region, 74 million travelers. That was a growth of 12% from 2023. North Africa having had the highest growth in terms of regions. That was an increase of a recovery of over 70%, over 7%, or 1 of 7% compared to 2019. So now then, even our market share is growing. From the 4% we have always seen as our market share, from what we are getting from UN tourism, our market share as Africa has now shot to 5.3%. That means we're doing well. So we are the second fastest growing region after Middle East. Arrivals for the year were 2.4 million. That means a 15% growth compared to 2023. Earnings, inbound tourism earnings, 452.2 billion Kenya shillings, that is almost 20% growth. So we're doing quite well. It is also important to know how our visitors are arriving. Jomo Kenyatta still has the biggest share, around 70%. You can see there 68%. Moi International Airport, 8.5%, and this is quite an improvement. Moi International Airport is starting to grow. Then the other entry points claim 23.7% of all our arrivals.